Hi, hello, and welcome back to another Skyblock video. My name is ohSauce, and today we are going to be talking about the fastest ways to level up your skill average. I will be showing you just how to calculate which ones are easier, as well as give you this really handy resource that will help you to easily find which skill you should be grinding in order to level up your skill average. While skill average doesn't necessarily give you anything in-game, many splash and endgame guilds require you to have a kind of high skill level, so you're gonna want to have a high skill level if you want to join any of those things. And one more thing before we get started, I would like to say thank you to all of you that have supported me and enjoyed my content so far, because now I have 500 subscribers. And while that might not be a lot in the grand scheme of things, having an apartment building full of people that have subscribed to me is kind of crazy. Hey, you. Yes, you over there. If this video helped you in any way and you want to make me happy, I highly recommend subscribing and or liking the video. If you have any questions about the video or any comments, comment them down in the comment section. And if you want to talk to me, you can find me on my Discord. Link is in the description. That's all. Back to the video. Alright, let's get on with the video. As I have said with previous videos, almost all the time, the best or the fastest in Skyblock is always changing. And that is the same for when you're upgrading your skill average. However, it is still possible to calculate which ones will be the best for you, and that's where I come in. There are 8 skills that contribute to your skill average in Skyblock. And those skills are farming, mining, combat, foraging, fishing, enchanting, and alchemy, and taming. Carpentry and rune crafting don't contribute to your skill average because they are cosmetic based. That means in order to find out what your skill average is, you add all of them up and divide by 8. But what if we leveled up once in, say, I don't know, foraging? So these are my skills right now, and A is just the final, or another skill. So I think I took out everything except for alchemy in order to make this graph. So you can see that if A equals 0, then my skill average would be like just about 20. But with my current alchemy level of 26, you can see that my skill average would be 23, which it is. If we were to increase one of these numbers, any of them by 1, the graph would move up a little bit. So it just moved up by 1/8. And I want to make this clear, all skills have the same XP thresholds to get to the next level. But the thing that makes skills differently hard to grind is the amount of XP that you get per hour. So all of these letters represent different skills in Skyblock, and you can see that they're all divided by 8 to get our skill average of Y. Changing any one of these things only affects it a certain amount. So going from level 49 to level 50 will increase your skill average the same as going from level 0 to 1. However, it takes much more time to get from level 49 to 50 than 0 to 1 because of skill XP, because of those thresholds. Disclaimer, I spent 6 hours researching and testing for this video, but there is still a chance that I messed something up. If you have evidence that something I said is wrong, comment and I will edit the description. And all of these skill gain XP per hours are assuming the fact that you have the correct pet for the job, a booster cookie, and XP boost on as well as the fact that you're not working at 100% efficiency. Let's say you're working at 70%. Foraging, assuming you also have 400% speed, a tree cap, a private park lobby, and either ocelot or monkey's better, would get you 400,000 XP per hour. Farming, assuming you have at least 250 speed, infinite farming capability, so your other farms regrow while you're still farming, you will get 300,000 XP per hour. Combat. You will get 350,000 XP per hour grinding tier 4 revs, but that will drain your money, so you will get 230,000 XP grinding tier 3 revs, which it's less, but it's not too bad because you don't lose money when you're grinding the tier 3s. Mining. For mining, I highly recommend that you get minions, but if you really want to manually grind it, a cobble gen plus stonk and silverfish for haste 3 and mining XP boost should get you about 100,000 mining XP per hour. Alternatively, full mineral armor and stonk mining endstone in an end lobby during National Mining Month should also get you more XP, but I don't have enough information, seeing as there's only been one National Mining Month so far on that, so I'm going to be assuming you're doing the cobble gen strat. And since passive XP, such as minions, can't be compared to active XP, or grinding manually, my verdict, separate from this rest of the video, is that if your mining level is below your average skill level, just plop down some mining minions and level that thing up. Fishing. Fishing is slow with the fishing festival, and it's even slower without one. So I'm going to be assuming that the entire time you're grinding, you're in a fishing festival so you can catch sharks. I got about 120,000 XP during one fishing festival, and one fishing festival is 1 hour, so 120,000 XP per 1 hour. For enchanting, the title of this video is the fastest way to gain skill XP, not the cheapest way. So let's assume that you have infinite money because enchanting is a money drain, and you are enchanting one book in 2 seconds, and you're spending 5 minutes of every hour selling books. That means that you will get 2.1 million XP per hour, which seems very ridiculous, but math is math, I guess. And for alchemy, similar to enchanting, but much easier to level up. I really don't have any benchmarks for this because alchemy levels are often measured in money, not time. But it took me about 30 minutes to get from 19 to 26, and that is about 3.5 million XP, so 7 million XP per hour. And then finally, because taming is based on other skills, it would be hard to find out what XP per hour you have without knowing exactly which skills you were grinding, so I'm just going to average all of the skills so far, and then that will be our taming, which probably isn't super accurate because you probably aren't going to be doing alchemy the entire time. Assuming you leveled each one up for the same amount of time, that is how much XP you would get. Okay, now that we have that information, we can combine it with the other graph. Here is a graph of how much skill XP you need for each level. And it's the same for all the skills, as I said before. So you can see that up until like level 19, the dot is pretty much on the bottom line the entire time. And this really just shows how much XP you need for a level 50 skill. Like, it takes a long time to zoom in to see the dots move away. And if we were to combine this graph with the data that I just talked to you about with skill XP per hour and do some fancy dimensional analysis, we are going to get this. This took forever to make, so you're welcome. And the rest of this video is going to be a tutorial on how to use this graph effectively, so if you don't really think that you need one, then you can leave now. But for the people that do, we're going to get started. To find the total hours needed for a skill level, first you need to find which skill you're talking about. So I want to find out about mining. So I want to find out about foraging. So I would look at the top here, and you can see that U1 corresponds to foraging. So that means I would go to U1, And then in order to find which one it is on the graph over here, we would click the 4 dots button, and you can see which one is disappearing. So now I know that this line is the one that's foraging because it blinks. And then we would find which skill level we want to go. So I want to get foraging 27. So foraging 27 will take me 11 hours of constant grinding in order to get. And that's 11 hours at 400,000 XP per hour in order to get it. And then you can just click on any of these to show. If you want to find the amount of time that it would take to get from one skill level to another, let's say from level 26 to level 27, you'd click on both dots and then subtract the second value. So it would take me 11.8 minus 9.5, which is 2.3 hours at 400,000 XP per hour. And yes, I do intend on tweaking this, maybe getting some better skill XP per hour readouts. Most of these were just estimates that I found and cross-referenced them with my own general knowledge, because I was not going to grind 1 hour of enchanting. That would be very expensive. So if you happen to know some data values that I could use for this, please tell me. I really want to make this project as good as possible. And I am going to include the link to this graph in the description so you can find out which skills you need to grind in order to level up your skill average the fastest. So, well, I don't know exactly where this is going to go in the final edit, but you figure it out. You can probably guess it. And in order to find which skill you should be leveling up per hour in order to increase your skill average, all you have to do is find the smallest 1 level jump that there is for the current skill levels that you're at. So for me, it would probably be foraging because I am foraging 22. So I need 500,000 XP. So foraging 22 to foraging 23 on the graph here. So foraging 22 to foraging 23 on the graph here. If we were to find foraging, it's this one. Click on the 2 foraging dots. And you can see that it would take just about 1.3 hours. And something that would probably be similar would be my farming level, because I'm farming 21. So farming 21 to farming 22 would be, okay, so it's this dot, this dot, this dot, and this dot. So 4 minus, so it looks like it would be equally, it's 1.3, it'd be equally as hard to level up farming as it would be foraging. And so just like that, you can find out the best skill that you need to grind in order to upgrade your skill average. I am going to be linking this graph in the description so you can do what I do and figure out which one's the best for you. And yeah, that's pretty much going to be it for this video. If you want me to feel like I'm not wasting my life away right now, consider subscribing, and with that out of the way, I have nothing more to say. See ya!